When you constantly emphasize how little you need, you're not showing people that you're easier to love. You're showing that you think you don't deserve much. Oh, hey y'all, and hold up for a second before you speed past this video, little grasshopper. I know you already thinking, I am attractive already. And you are. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever walked into a room and felt completely invisible? Or been in a conversation where you feel like people seem uninterested? The vibes ain't vibing. Even when you look good, smell good, said all the right things. Here's the tea. Attraction isn't just about your face or your outfit. It's about that energy, honey. And there are 9 specific mistakes that could be quietly sabotaging your magnetic presence every single day. I'm talking about stuff so subtle you probably don't even realize you do it. But here's what's crazy. Once you stop doing these, people are going to ask you what changed about you, because magnetic energy is impossible to ignore.
Drnina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
Now, I ain't just talking out my neck here. Your girl is a licensed clinical and school psychologist, and I've learned to take my studies and apply it to what makes people magnetic. Plus, I've been in multiple successful transformation journeys. We're talking major physical changes, deep emotional healing, completely restructuring how your girl shows up in the world. Trust me when I say I know what it's like to walk into a room and feel overlooked. And I know what it feels like when your energy shifts and suddenly everybody wants to know all your secrets. So if you've ever felt like you should be getting better responses from people, and I ain't just talking about no dating either, but whether it's dating, friendships, or professionally, or even spiritually, today's video is about to change everything for you. I mean, we ain't Jesus or nothing, okay? But we got some things. Your girl is about to serve you some reality with love. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I drop evidence-based gems like this every single week. And drop a comment letting me know which one of these mistakes hit you the hardest, even if you recover, because I read every single one, and honestly, it helps me to create better content for us all. And make sure you check out the LTK shop. It's got all the confidence boosting products that I actually use in my daily routine, because a lot of times the right tools can support all that inner work. Let's get into it. Okay, y'all, mistake 1 is making everything a performance review. I'm talking to you. Now, first up, and this is gonna call some of y'all out. Stop turning every conversation into a personal TED talk about yourself. And I'm not talking about sharing your wins or stories. I'm talking about that thing where every single thing a person says, you say something to match it, like, oh, that reminds me when or this one. That's nothing. You should hear about my sis. When you do this, you're not showing confidence. A lot of times it's a showing that you're hungry for validation. And don't take this the wrong way. We've all been there. But hungry energy, it's not exactly attractive. I actually had a couple people tell me even recently that they were surprised that I wasn't all about myself, that I wasn't pushing my weight loss agenda or shoving my natural living thoughts down their throats. And I was like, why would I? But then I realized that so many doggone people do this. They turn every conversation into a way to promote their lifestyle, their achievements, their transformation. The most magnetic people that I know, they ask questions that make you feel interesting. They remember the stuff you told them last week. They give you space to shine, and that somehow makes them shine even brighter. So the next time you feel the urge to jump in with your story, pause. Ask a follow-up question instead. Watch how people start gravitating towards your energy when you make them feel seen. And comment seen if you've caught yourself doing this before. Mistake 2 is apologizing for taking up space. This one hits different for my people, especially my girls. Stop saying sorry for existing, honey. Sorry for the long text. No. Sorry to bother you. Nope. This might be stupid, but absolutely not. Anytime you apologize for your needs, opinions, or just being present, you're training people to see you as an inconvenience. And then you wonder why your energy feels small. Your thoughts aren't stupid and your needs aren't too much. Your presence isn't a burden. When you take up space with confidence and not arrogance, but quiet confidence, people notice. They respect it. My husband and I are actually busy teaching this to our little hunter right now. We don't want her growing up apologizing for her existence or dimming her light, especially not to make other people feel comfortable. We're showing her how to be considerate without being apologetic, how to be thoughtful without being small. Start catching yourself when you do this, and I've had to learn to do this in the professional realm over the years of my professional career and moving up the ladder, because baby, I'm a full professor now, okay? Start replacing things like, sorry for bothering you, with thanks for making time. No more sorry for the long text. It's gonna become, I wanted to give you all the details. No more, this might be stupid, but that's gonna turn into, I haven't an idea I'd like to run by you. Notice how different that feels, even when you practice it. You're shifting from making yourself small to acknowledging their generosity or owning your contribution. Game changer. Now let's talk about something that's actually supporting your glow, okay? Actually, speaking of taking up space and showing up with confidence, can we talk about something that's been a total game changer for your girl? Because I realized that one of the biggest mistakes that we make is neglecting the basics that actually help us to feel and look good from the inside out. Now, y'all know I'm always real with y'all about what I'm using or trying. And so I've got to tell you about today's sponsor. Needed, just like you. Now, y'all know I ain't about to promote nothing I don't actually believe in. Check the receipts and check my channel. But here's what got my attention. Did you know that our body's natural collagen production starts to slow down in our early 20s? Early 20s, y'all. And in the past, I used to think that collagen was just another Instagram trend. But I had to really learn and dig deep to learn that it's the building blocks for things like our hair, nails, skin, and even joint health, which for me right now, baby, joints is jointing. Need to get them right. Need to keep them together, especially during the stressful times in our lives. I was like, okay, this makes sense. What I love about Needed's collagen is they not trying to do the most. It's grass-fed, single ingredient, dissolves in literally everything. My morning coffee, my smoothies, and just plain water. No chalky taste, no weird aftertaste, just 15 grams of collagen with 8 of the 9 essential amino acids that your body needs and craves. But here's another thing that really sold me. Needed was created by 2 mothers who are trained nutritionists. They saw the gaps in women's health and said, we can do better. Reminds me of somebody. So they spent years working with over 6,000 practitioners to create products that actually support us through every stage of life. Whether you're trying to conceive, pregnant, postpartum, like me, or just living your best life. They've got everything from prenatals that don't make you nauseous, because that's a thing, to sleep support that actually works. But honestly, y'all, the collagen has been a daily non-negotiable for me because when my hair is growing, my nails aren't breaking. As y'all know, I wear gel overlays, and I feel good about my skin. The day just hits different, okay? Because sometimes looking in the mirror and feeling your best can be the pick-me-up you need. Right now, Needed is offering an extra 20% off your first order, and that's on top of any discounts they already have. Head to my link below in the description or use my code drnina at checkout. Trust me, your future self is gonna thank you. Now back to calling us out. Okay, y'all, that mistake number 3 is that comparison trap on social media and us falling for it, of course. Let's keep it real here. We're all on these apps and we're seeing the highlight reels of everybody, and sometimes it leaves us feeling some type of way. But here's what's actually killing your confidence that nobody talks about. You're not just comparing your life to others. You're comparing your behind the scenes to their highlight reel. Ooh. Then showing up in real life with a defeated energy. That girl that you follow that seems to have it all together, she's probably looking at somebody else's page feeling the same way you do. You ain't alone. The cycle is real, and it's making all of us show up smaller than we really are. But here's what I need y'all to understand. It's also not assuming that everybody is lying or being fake about their lives because they don't show even every low or messy point in their lives. I've even gotten those comments myself. This can't be real. Where are the bad days? Listen, I'm busy living and experiencing my life. No, my life isn't perfect, but it balances out. Good seasons. Challenging seasons. That's life. No lies needed. And that's why my Now That's Life podcast is coming back real soon, baby. Boop. The internet has made us way too suspicious about how things actually happen in the real world. Some people really do have beautiful moments, work through their struggles, and choose to share their wins. That's not fake, that's life. Try this. For 1 week, try to see how you feel after scrolling. If it's not inspiring you or educating you, it may be draining you. And drained energy, that's not magnetic energy. So curate your feed like you curate your friend group. And sometimes that need work too. Keep what lifts you up and release what doesn't. Like this if social media has ever made you feel defeated about your own life at any point. Mistake 4 is not having any boundaries with your energy. This is for my people pleasers, my fixers, and my I can handle anything squad. Baby, your energy is currency and you out here giving away free samples. I'm talking about being everybody's therapist but having nobody to vent to. Saying yes when you mean no but showing up resentful. Letting people trauma dump on you with no warning. Always being fine when you're clearly not. Now, here's what I learned the hard way. When you have no boundaries, people don't respect you more. They respect you less. Because if you don't value your own energy, why should they? Having boundaries isn't being mean. It's about being honest. I care about you, but I'm not in the right headspace to hold this conversation right now. I'd love to help, but I'm not available this week. Now, the people who get mad at your boundaries, they were benefiting from you having none. Let that sink in. Now look, if you're realizing that boundary setting seems impossible because you don't even know where to start, I got you. I created a complete boundary setting checklist that breaks things down into daily manageable steps. No overwhelming theory, just practical steps that you could start today. You can grab it in the gift suite on my website. It's a part of my updated resources section where I keep all the tools that actually work. Because setting boundaries should be systematic and not stressful. Mistake 5 is trying to be low maintenance. Y'all, this one gets me fired up, like I want to fight. Stop bragging about being low maintenance, especially like it's a personality trait or something. I don't need much. But why though? I'm not like other girls. Other girls are amazing too though. I'm so chill, I don't even need gifts. But gifts are nice though. Here's the tea. This is gonna slide you right into the territory that the kids are calling pick me. What is it? Let me explain. It's not so much about being called one, it's about what it represents. Pick me energy is when you put yourself down or distance yourself from other women that really you feel could be more appealing. It's performing being easy because you think that makes you more lovable. But here's what's really happening, boo. When you constantly emphasize how little you need, you're not showing people that you're easier to love. You're showing that you think you don't deserve much. Oh, and that energy is what people actually pick up on and sometimes take advantage of. And being high maintenance isn't about being difficult. It's about knowing your worth and communicating your needs clearly. The right people are going to step up. The wrong people will eliminate themselves. Win-win. Stop competing with other women and other people trying to be the cool girl that needs nothing. Start being the woman who knows what she wants and not being afraid to ask for it. Comment worth it if you're ready to stop settling for less than you deserve. Okay, mistake number 6 is gossiping your way to connection. I see you and I've been you. Sometimes it feels like the fastest way to bond with someone is to find somebody that both of y'all can talk about. But baby, that's a trap. A big one. When gossiping becomes your go-to bonding strategy, here's what happens. People start wondering what you say about them when they're not around. And once that seed is planted, the trust is shaky. Plus, think about it. If you can only bond with someone because you're talking about somebody else, what happens when you run out of people to discuss? The connection was never real, boo. Now get this, there is a difference between gossiping and talking with trusted sources about specific topics. When you're processing your situation with your best friend or therapist, that's different. You're seeking understanding or advice, not entertainment. But when you're using other people's business as small talk with acquaintances, that's gossip, babe. The most respected people I know, they definitely don't do the down-home dirty gossip. They might listen sometimes because we're all human, but they usually don't feed the beast of the drama. And somehow, people trust them more. And they also seek their advice more. Try this. The next time a strong conversation goes way away towards gossip, redirect it. Speaking of Sarah, did y'all see that amazing project she just launched? Watch how that energy shifts. Mistake number 7, emotional dumping without permission. This one. Now this one's tricky because we're taught that being authentic means sharing everything. But authenticity without wisdom is just oversharing. I'm talking about trauma dumping on acquaintances, venting to anyone who will listen, including the people making your coffee at Starbucks, sharing your deepest struggles on the first date, using your pain as an icebreaker. Here's the thing, your feelings are valid, but they're not everyone else's responsibility. When you consistently make your emotional state everyone else's emergency, they start avoiding you. Not because they don't care, but because they feel like they can't handle your energy. It's chaotic. Now, this is a bit different when you're in a committed relationship. Your partner should absolutely be someone you could be vulnerable with. But even then, there's a difference between sharing and dumping. Hey, I'm going through something heavy. Do you have the bandwidth to talk? Versus unloading a loaded, without asking first or checking in on them at all. Emotional intelligence isn't about hiding your feelings. It's about knowing when, where, and with whom to share them with. Your barista doesn't need to know about your breakup. Your car guy doesn't need to know the play-by-play of your family drama. Find your safe people, therapist, best friend, your partner, and give them more of the heavy stuff. Everyone else gets the processed version. Comment boundaries. If you've ever been someone's emotional dumping ground and felt drained. Okay, y'all, mistake number 8. Having no personal interests. This one's subtle but deadly. You become so focused on other people that you've lost yourself. Your only hobby? Netflix. Your only interest? What others are doing. You're not mysterious anymore, you're hollow. People are actually attracted to others who have their own thing going on. Not because they're trying to be different. No, it's because passion is magnetic. When you talk about something you love, something you cherish, your whole energy changes. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Maybe you're really into plants, or maybe you're learning Spanish, or you make the best sweet potato pie on the block. Have something that's yours. I urge you. And here's the added bonus. This also keeps you very interesting and keeps you from thinking that you have to like the things that other people like just to have connection with them. Be proud of having your own thing. When you show up with your own interests, your own passions, your own curiosities, you're not trying to mold yourself into what you think people want. You're showing up as yourself, and the right people are going to be drawn to that authentic energy. Mistake number 9 is performing your healing journey. Last one, and this one might be majorly controversial. Stop performing your growth. I see it everywhere. The spiritual bypassing, the toxic positivity, the I'm healed performance when you're clearly still bleeding out. Healing isn't a performance. It's a process, and it's messy. I'm talking about posting them quotes like choosing peace right after you just went off on somebody ridiculously in the comments. Constantly talking about your high vibration while judging everybody else around you. Using therapy language to avoid accountability. That's just your trauma response. Instead of I was wrong. Posting about self-love when clearly still struggling with self-worth, but trying to make it sound like you figured it all out. When you pretend to have it all figured out, people can feel the disconnect. They ain't stupid. They know it's not all adding up. It's like a costume that doesn't fit. Real healing energy is quiet. It's consistent. It doesn't need to announce itself or prove itself. It just shows up steady day after day, regardless of the things that are going wrong or right. If you're in therapy, that's beautiful. If you're reading self-help books, I'm proud of you. If you're doing the work, that's amazing. But you don't have to perform it for validation. The most healed people that I know, they'll tell you that they're still learning, still growing, still figuring it out. And that honesty, that's what makes them magnetic. Like this, if you believe that real healing actually happens a little quietly, not out loud or proud on social media. Now, if you made it this far, you're already ahead of most people because you actually care about how you show up in the world, and that's amazing. Because you actually care about how you show up in the world, and that matters. You do not have to fix all 9 of these overnight at all. Pick the one that hit you the hardest and start there. Small shifts create big changes, and your energy is too valuable to waste it on habits that don't serve you. Drop a comment and let me know which one called you out the most. I promise I'm not going to judge because I've been guilty of these as well. If you really enjoyed these or this resonated with you, make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who can use it. And until next time, remember, you do not need to be perfect. You just need to be real. All right, y'all, beautiful brown baby doll. Peace.